How are you feeling about this group at this point of the offseason?
Hey, we feel like we're real far along right now. We've had a phenomenal summer. Honestly, it's probably as hard as a coach staff that we've talked about as coach staff. It's probably as hard as we've ever worked during the summer. The kids are loving it right now. The expectations are sky high. When you turn 20 starters, that tends to happen from a second round team. Like I said, we feel like we're in a good place. Now we're not ready for Friday night just yet, but we know we're right where we need to be.
How are you feeling about the offense at this point?
Our offense, we have a lot of weapons on offense. There's no secret right now to that. Returning starter at quarterback. I got a transfer in at running back, and Keandre Barker, who's a special kind of player. I got Tonio Phillips returning all conference running back. I got Tyler Ridley returning all state, at tackle. I have Dimitri Denton, D1 offers at receiver. So we got a little bit of everything going on right now on offense, and the expectations are real high. And we've looked so far in practice, it's definitely been looking really good on that side of the ball.
How's defense shaping up at this point?
Right now, our D line, I think, is as good as hopefully as good as anybody in 3A. We're still trying to shape up the rest of it, but they've come a long way this summer, and I know we're going to get there.
You've got one of the more interesting non-conference schedules. How much is this kind of the first couple games really going to prepare you guys for that tough conference?
Yeah, we didn't do ourselves any favors there, did we? Mark Tree, one of the favorites probably to win state in the 2A. They got a fair share of their own recruits over there. I know there's the D1 running back over there, and they got a couple other guys that are D1 type players. So we're going to have our hands full going there. Of course, we got the old Batesville rivalry coming back. Week 1 here, September 6th. That's going to be a huge deal. It's unbelievable how many people have reached out to me, how much the booster clubs have all met up together. We've done so much, like building up the game in itself, and so them being a 5A school, probably definitely have our hands full there. And then Salem, who Coach Watson's done an excellent job with the last few years there, went 11-0 last year before they got beat out, I think, in the quarterfinals. They're coming into town and expecting another battle there. So then we get a good bye week that'll be well deserved and go into conference, which is no joke. Probably as good as any conference in 3A.
And just touching on that, the fact realignment has kind of like put a lot of old school kind of rivals back together in kind of 3A. Just what are your thoughts on that 3A3 as a whole?
Yeah, it's where we belong. It's where we fit in. Osceola's been an old rivalry going back 40 years now. Rivercrest's another one we used to play back in the 80s and 90s that I remember playing against. The kids are real familiar with this conference because this is the conference they played in junior high with Hoxie, Walnut Ridge also in there. Like I said, it's where we belong, and it's tough as it gets, but we're looking forward to it.
Last question, just what are some of the other areas you want to address before the benefit game?
Well, we definitely got to get our special team sewed up. We've been working on it, working hard. It's just as important as the rest of the game. A lot of the smaller schools, it can be a huge advantage if you have strong special teams. I've noticed that since I've been in the 3A. So we definitely want that to be one of our advantages.